What up there, brother JT? Hey man, I I don't normally do this here, man. I try not to come back behind. I don't want you to think I'm trying to come back behind you on these here videos and things, doing the same thing. In other words, I try not to do that. If especially if teaching been done on one thing and everything, and to come back and do the same thing that you have done already. I don't believe in doing that because of the fact that's kind of redundant. But nevertheless, though, you was speaking of that somebody had mentioned that they was had a debate going about it, so I figured that I would come on and just add a little something here that I read about concerning the rock as far as what Jesus was speaking of. Because I did comment on the video, I commented, but I told you that I read the scripture also and I saw something else. But you see, this is what I always tell people, Doc, about the danger of not reading the historical value and aspects of the scripture. You see, you just can't read just that part where he said, "Thou art Peter the rock." You got to read before and see what led up to that. And now this is what many man see. And I'm going to seek and I show this to the old people that are debating about what the rock was and whatnot. And maybe that'll help clear up some of it, and with you, that'll help clear up some of this here confusion. Because really no confusion if you didn't read the whole story. Now, if you go to the book of Matthew, the 16th chapter, and now what you need to do, you need to back up. You need to back up to the 13th verse. And Jesus had just got through telling them that to beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. Then he also said that when Jesus came unto the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" In other words, see, they was out there on the coast, and Jesus said, he asked his disciples, he said, well, just like you would ask just anybody a regular thing. Jesus is the Son of God. He was God himself, so exactly, he knew. But he wanted to hear it from the disciples' mouth. He said, "Whom do men say?" In other words, he wanted to see what their answer would be. What had they been hearing about him? And this is the answer that they gave him. They said some say thou art Elijah or John the Baptist. Some say Elias, which is Elijah, and others say Jeremiah, which is Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. And then also, okay, after he heard all that, then he asked them another question. He said unto them, "But whom say ye that I am?" In other words, now, he asked them what did the people and men say he were. They gave him all these different answers about some say this, some say that. But then he asked them personally, "Who do you say?" Come on now, let's get with it. Let's look at listen at what Jesus is really saying. What do you say? Who do you say I am? In other words, Jesus was saying, you've been with me. Now, do you know who I am? It's just like a lot of us going to church every day and every Sunday and every Bible study, and we just thumping the scripture. But do we really know who he is? I'm not afraid, brother, to say a lot of us, we really don't know who he is. But let's look at what he said. Let's look at what the disciples said. After Jesus answered them and said, "Whom do you say?" And Simon Peter answered and said, and look at the way he said it, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." Listen at what Peter said. "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." Wait a minute now. Jesus answered and said unto him, look, this is the key. This answered that question about that rock. "Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood had not revealed. You see that? That's revelation again. That revelation knowledge. Flesh and blood didn't do it. It didn't give it unto thee, but my Father, which is in heaven.